I would say if I didn't have my degree from AFRI that I probably wouldn't be in business today. I think that there's been some critical lessons that I've learned from school and from college that I apply in my everyday job, whether that's business strategy, HR management, learning how to sell. Those are real life lessons that I apply in my job every day. And without those things, in the restaurant world in particular, it's very common for restaurants to go in and out of business. The brewing industry is also very challenging, and so those lessons I've learned in class have helped me succeed in my career. My family has been farming since 1951 in a little town called Matawan, just outside of Kalamazoo. My grandpa Victor started the family fruit farm after he came back from World War II. He was a fighter pilot, and he came back and started the farm with my grandma. It has apples, grapes, cherries, peaches. We grow some blueberries now, and then we have a few vegetables like sweet corn and pumpkins. And it's called Schultz Fruit Ridge Farms. So my background is in farming. I grew up doing that, and I went to college at Michigan State, graduated, and during that time, my dad and my brother, both named Bill, were exploring the idea of doing hard cider. So we grow a lot of apples. We were looking at how we can add value to our product and find a new home for it. And so we made really good award-winning sweet cider for years, and we looked at the opportunity like, hey, can we make good hard cider with this now? And so that was kind of a growing trend in the mid 2010s, and we explored that option. And so we also knew that we wanted to do craft beer because that was really taking off. And of course, when people drink, they like to eat. And so, and then they drink some more. And so that was kind of the concept, was to have this kind of farm to table restaurant. Since we were farmers, we could incorporate ingredients from our own farm and put that onto the menu. We knew a lot of other farmers in the area, so we wanted to incorporate their products. And so that's what really attracted me to come back. And I felt like in corporate America, I was more of a number and kind of a cog in the wheel. And so I wanted to have an impact in my community. Again, this was a way to reconnect with agriculture. And so I love the opportunity to come back and do that and build something from the ground up. And so I came back before we opened Texas Corners Brewing Company, which is in a little suburb called Texas Corners, hence the name. So Texas Corners Brewing Company was officially opened in 2015. It's located 2 miles south of I-94 and 2 miles west of 131 in Kalamazoo, Michigan. We craft farm-to-table food. We're a from-scratch kitchen. We serve all of our own hard cider and craft beer that we make in-house. And now, with the addition of our winery, we serve wine made from grapes that we grow. We decided to pursue the brewery and the restaurant as an opportunity to expand our family business. It would give us some opportunity to have more family members involved and also diversify our operations so that we weren't solely dependent upon weather and growing crops. The brewery and the restaurant gave us an opportunity also to find a new outlet for a lot of our own fruits and vegetables and support farmers in the area. And those are just core principles that we believe in, is knowing where your food comes from. And it was a good opportunity to kind of showcase what we could do with what we grow and with what our area can grow through a menu at a restaurant. When we looked at buying the winery, we knew we didn't want to do another restaurant because it's a lot of work. It's a lot of people. And so we were looking for something to grow our business, but we didn't want to be so people heavy. And it also was kind of a way to go back to our roots. So again, wine is an agricultural product. It tells the story of the land. I think I came up with a phrase like wine is a story from the vineyard to the glass. And I looked at that as a way to, again, still be in the same market with food and beverage and particularly alcoholic beverages, but it also was a way to diversify our business as well, even within the restaurant and the beer industry. So it kind of more rounded out our portfolio. It gave us the opportunity to have some more equipment to make hard cider in a facility that was large enough for us to grow. And so we looked at it as an opportunity to take something that we thought was doing well, but that we could make it better and grow it into the next step. All 3 locations are within 5 miles of each other, which is super convenient. So we call it the Schultz Triangle. So you can, so we have customers that do that, and they'll start their day at our farm market. We do direct-to-consumer sales at our farm market, and then they'll come to maybe the winery and sample some wine, and then they'll go have dinner at Texas Corners Brewing Company. Some of the biggest lessons that I've learned is that nothing worth doing is easy. And so, being self-employed, being an entrepreneur, it's a lot of work and there's a lot of hours involved, and you don't exactly get a classic 40-hour work week. But I think that's, again, one of the joys of the working for myself or working in a family business is that you get exposure to all different aspects of the business. At the same time, my wife and I work together, which is great because we get to see each other a lot, but that's not necessarily quality time together. So making sure that we're making quality time for each other outside of work, making sure that all of our conversations don't revolve around work. And so we love working together because obviously we both do it, and that's a choice. And but we certainly need to prioritize ourselves as individuals, not just as coworkers. We have high hopes for growth. We saw a lot of growth our first year taking over the winery. We'd like to duplicate that possibly someday with another tasting room. I could see that certainly happening. That's kind of a natural progression of growth for the winery and a lot of other wineries. And we remind ourselves a lot that we purchased the winery at the time it was 15 years old, so it's not a new business. And so it's technically even older than our brew pub and restaurant. And so I want to see that progress into the future as well, and that might look like another tasting room or being out on the farm.